So I've finally finished my medieval city on Minecraft on the PS4. I've been working on this for, I'd say, about 3 years since the game came out on PlayStation. And I've been kind of working on it on and off, here and there. And it's finally done. So I'm going to fly around and kind of tell you what everything is. And then after that, I'll go ahead and show the interiors off on a lot of these buildings. Most of the buildings' interiors are finished. There's, I'd say, maybe 4 or 5 buildings in the whole city that don't have a finished interior. So, that being said, I'm going to get started. Over here is the market. And we've got a church right here. A lot of these buildings I follow tutorials on to get a basic idea of how to build them. Some of the people that helped out big time was Jeracraft and Lord Dakr. Jeracraft does a lot of really good buildings, and Lord Dakr does really good ships. My friend Steve also came in here and he built all the bridges in this city. So any bridge you see was done by him. So we got the windmill over here. I like this one because it's got kind of a double design, one on the front and one on the back. And that's kind of just like a hall right here. And then right here we've got a restaurant. And I'll go inside all these in a bit. And over here we've got a marketplace. And right here is the butcher shop. And then as we go over here, we've got a couple guard towers. And then you make your way across this bridge to get to the castle. Like I said, these bridges were done by Graphic, aka Steve, and he does a really nice job with building bridges. This one I like quite a bit. Over here we've got the gatehouse and the castle walls. Inside there's the keep and the barracks. Then if you get on this way and across the bridge, you get to the docks. And over here we've got a couple trade houses. One right here. Across the way. And this big building is the Tavern / inn. What's up, man? Haven't talked to you in a while. So right here we've got one of the bigger ships. I'm going to turn that down. We've got a couple large ships and a couple smaller ones. There's 4 total here in the port. about putting more ships in the port, but I didn't want to make it too crowded. Then over here, this is a storehouse here. Is the Minecraft music loud? Let me turn that down. Hopefully that's better. And this building here is an original that I did. I wanted a brothel. I couldn't find any good brothel designs online, so I made my own. And I think it turned out pretty well. That room over there is pretty much the same. Every good port's gotta have a brothel. Thanks, dude. I appreciate that. Up here, well, there's several different ways to get up there. Actually, let me show you this first. There's a tunnel going through here that kind of connects the two separate docks, and then it also comes out over here, or you can go straight up and this leads over to the market area. Up here you've got the cemetery. And then if you go up even further, you get up to the prison. This prison is one of my favorite buildings in this city. It's a Jeracraft design. I put a few of my own touches on it, but he deserves most of the credit for this one. It is an awesome building, and it turned out really well, and I also really like the location. This little hill that it's on used to be a whole lot taller, so I had to trim it down quite a bit. And my friend Steve had the idea to put this little rope bridge right here. This little floating island was in the world naturally, and I left it there. I didn't know what I was going to do with it, and so I ended up building a little guard tower on it with a way to get across over to the prison. The prison is completely done here on the inside. Oops, locked myself out of the prison. I get lost in here. I mean, this place is massive. I think there's 3 or 4 different floors. Lots of jail cells. I didn't want to use up my villager limit too much, so I mostly put snowmen in all of these jail cells. There's a lot to the prison, so I'm not going to go all the way through it, but it turned out really nice. And I think I made a mistake and didn't make myself a way to get out, so just have to break that for now. Anyway, so we've seen the market square, the docks, the ships. Yeah, well, prison. You're not supposed to be able to get out of prison, so that's okay. This ship is probably my favorite one. I really like the way it turned out. The sails are extremely annoying to build, to try to get them just right, to look like they're blowing in the wind. So I hate doing sails. I think that's one of the main reasons I decided not to put too many ships in the port, because I just got kind of tired of building the sails. But I'm just going to show you this ship because this one is my favorite. Yeah, I didn't put a whole lot on the interior, just some beds and storage. And I think this is the captain's quarter here. That in the middle is supposed to be like a little boat that they would use to get to shore. Over here I didn't really know what I wanted to put on the end of this area, so I just threw up a little dragon statue. Down this way we've got a small house with a watchtower. I like to have those on the edge of the city. And if you head down this way, this is a guild hall. This is actually one of the few buildings I have not done an interior on yet. I'll probably get to it eventually. And this building took me 3 days to build, and it is massive. And that was supposed to be a town hall, but my city doesn't have a bank, so it'll probably end up being the bank. Right here, got a little house, nice little house. One thing I like about this house is it's got a secret in the fireplace. A little dungeon down here. I don't know what kind of weird stuff goes on down here, but I like the way this room turned out. Game of Thrones city? No. I don't know what I'll do next. This city took me 3 years to build. And if I do anything next, it'll probably be just an expansion on this city. Over this way we've got the clock tower. That's the other thing my friend built, because he has his own medieval city that he's working on, and I hope he does a video on it soon because it's massive and really, really looks nice. And he had one of these clock towers in his world, and I liked it a lot, and if he put one in here for me, he did. I actually originally had it right there where that fountain was, but then when I built that building, the clock tower had to move, so I had to ask him to tear down, well, I tore down the original one and had to ask him to rebuild it. and luckily he was nice enough to do so. Got a little lion statue here. And somebody rich lives here in this big mansion. Over here, there was a massive jungle, and you can see the jungle off in the distance, but when I first started this world, there was jungle everywhere. No, this is not the natural texture pack. This is it's called either medieval or fantasy. I think it's called fantasy. And I do like the natural texture pack, but I like the fantasy texture pack because you get things like these banners that you can put up that look good in fantasy. Also, the portraits look pretty good in fantasy. The villagers, I think, look better in the fantasy texture pack. So this is the one I decided to end up going with. But anyway, there used to be a massive jungle here. I had to tear the whole thing down. And I don't like jungle, so I had to put up oak trees. And this whole area was jungle. I had to scale it all back. I burned it down. I used TNT on it, just everything I could do to get rid of it, and it was a massive pain. Over here, there's the countryside, and I've got a lot of little country houses. A lot of them look the same on the inside, so I'll show you one or two of them. This house is one of my originals. See, with the fantasy texture pack, you also get paintings that look like that, which I like quite a bit. So I had to stick with this one. I wish that I could get some of the stuff they have on PC, but that'll probably never happen. Just like Xbox is getting that nice new 4K graphics update, and PS4 is not. Really sucks, but what can you do? So this kind of comes down here. I've got some more houses. This over here is the woodcutter's house. And right here, I don't know if Xbox is getting mods. I'm not sure on that. If they did, I'd be even more jealous. Right here we've got some crops. I thought about putting more crops down here in the countryside, but this is all I've put in for right now. And this quaint little house. Bunk beds. And over here he's got a barn which is about 3 times the size of his house. Now this drives me nuts. What I do here is you get, where is it? A lead, and you grab a bucket of water. And there's a chicken down here. Oops. It's kind of hard when you can't see, but I'll show you how this works. Let's see. User interface. Let me turn my HUD back on for a minute. So you put the lead on the chicken, and I'm going to have to get rid of that water. Okay. Put the lead on the chicken, and you put the bucket of water back in, and then it looks like there's actually a rope going down into the well, which is kind of nice. But I don't know if it's a glitch or what it is, but for some reason the lead keeps coming off up there, so usually I just leave it off of there, but that's what it's supposed to look like when it's working. Over here you got the silo and a kind of a crane pulling the hay or the wheat up into the silo. And here's another example of the leaves coming off, because all these horses are supposed to have leaves on them. Kind of holding them up there. And I broke that. I'll fix that later. Up this way. I'm going to start flying. Got a barn with a bunch of horses in it. Nothing really special here. And over this way, this building I like a lot. This is the water mill. Kind of got the big water wheel right in the center. Looks pretty nice, I think. And then I have like a underground tunnel that goes from this house under the water and then up into this house. That's how we get to that one. This is where the hermit lives. There's really no way to get up here, no path or stairs or anything. But I like this little area up here and wanted to kind of put a house up here by itself. And then back this way, past the water wheel again. Got a blacksmith over here. Inside he's got his anvil, big anvil, and a forge. And he's got like a bedroom upstairs. Suit of armor. But I think this countryside turned out pretty nice. I like the way it looks with the grass paths going all the way through it. Just enough buildings, not too many. Over here, I guess I can go through the interior of the castle keep. This keep, why does the one building have a yellow roof? Oh, well, that's because, actually I think there's two buildings with yellow roofs, and that's actually hay. So this is where somebody who's doesn't have as much money would live. They can't afford a nice wooden roof or something nicer, so they've got a hay roof. And there's a couple of those. There's one down here as well. But this castle keep was the first thing I built, and the reason I built it first was because Steve and I, when we were playing on 360, we were building a world together, and we built a pretty big world, and we never got around to building the castle. So I decided when I went to build this world that the castle would be the first thing I built, so that it would actually get done. And I like this keep, but now that I've built my world as I have, I wish I would have done a bigger castle. This one is nice, but I think it would have been better to have a big, sprawling castle, either right in the middle of the town or maybe somewhere off in the corners. Just like some storage down in there in the basement, which leads out to the horses. This is like I guess court would take place. And it goes up even further. The king sleeps. This just goes up into the tower. There's 3 rooms on the way up to the top of the tower. And over here there's a prisoner. There's a lot of prisoners in this world. I didn't really get through, but there's a big jail. There's a couple prison cells in this castle. And then has a bunch of prisoners in it also. I don't know what that guy's doing. Let's go ahead and go through the tavern next. Get rid of that again. Lots of places to sit and eat. Got some food roasting. Nice bar over here. This tavern turned out pretty nice on the inside. And then if you go up the stairs, that's where the inn is at. I haven't been up here in a while. I built this quite a while ago. Should be a bunch of rooms up here. Get lost in my own buildings, there's so many of them. But I know there's a way to get up to the 3rd floor. I'm gonna cheat. Most of these bedrooms actually look the same, so I'm not going to go in all of them. And I'm pretty sure, like I said, it's been a while since I built this. There it is. I knew there was a staircase around here somewhere. This one goes up, and there's a bunch more rooms up here. These are really small rooms. And then this should go all the way down. This tower over here is the lighthouse. Nothing really special about this. There's a winding staircase from the bottom to the top. One thing I never did do was put in a way to actually get up to the lighthouse. Right here is the trading, or a warehouse. There's just a bunch of random crap laying around in here. Over here, a place people to get when they get off their ships. And I've shown most of the stuff. There might be a couple of more things to show off in the marketplace. There. Butcher shop, where he's got his meat hanging in the ice cooler here. Tools on the wall. And then around the corner is where his bedroom's at. Fireworks, I know. Right here is a restaurant. Just a bunch of little booths. And a lot of these buildings really know what to do upstairs. It's just mostly storage upstairs in a lot of these buildings. Just kind of random crap thrown around. At night, well, I can show you the city at night. It's probably not going to be very lit up because I didn't build it at night, so a lot of the stuff doesn't have torches on it, stuff like that. But I will turn it to night in a minute. Just showing off the interiors of the last couple buildings here. This has, I haven't been in this building in a while either, but it's got a staircase. There it is. Goes way up. Not exactly the safest staircase either. And all the way up into this tower. And I'll show the interior of the church, and then I'll go ahead and turn it to night so we can see what it looks like at night. The church could have been several stories. There's room up there I could have built stuff, but I didn't really see a reason to, so I just kind of covered it up. Looks really nice on the outside. And one extra feature I added to the church is some catacombs. Just a bunch of caskets down here. That's really all it is. Alright, so nighttime. There's some decent light, but you can see it's not lit up that well. The church looks pretty nice. Everything is very dark. That was pretty good. one thing that changed in Minecraft not too long ago, I think less than a year ago, and I don't know why they did it, but changed the glowstone to where it blinks now, and it drives me insane. I hate it. I really hate it. And I wish they would have at least given us an option to turn the blinking off, because I find it really annoying, personally. Yeah, see, it's pretty dark. But I'm going to do one more fly around of the city, and that's going to do it, because I've showed off pretty much everything there is. Yeah, I thought about redstone, putting up a bunch of redstone lamps after they made that change to the glowstone. And I probably really should eventually, but right now it's just gonna stay as is. Another thing I thought about doing was putting a city wall around the entire city, but I also decided against that because I don't think it really needed it. Thank you. Appreciate it. Took a long time to do all this. Long time. There were points where I took several months off because I just got so tired of building. But then I'd always come back to it when there was nothing else to play. And now it's done. Alright, thanks for watching. That's going to do it for this.